Penis.
Every time.
Hello and welcome to the West Cards Guys live stream. I'm going to be your host tonight. Yes, I'm back with a vengeance. These are my lovely cast of players to hang out with us tonight.
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Happy you guys can join us. We're still sponsored by McCarthy Farms, and we're gonna dive like straight back into where we left off. It's a new place. Well, I mean, you guys just conquered the old place, which was a giant black mountain. It was quite a ride, quite a wild ride. As you guys, I was talking to Etrian. It was pretty much like sledding your ship down a mountain, or like partially gliding it and then like lifting it, airlifting it with what was it, mammoths?
Yeah.
Mammoths and whales.
Operation Dumbo. Yeah.
Get yourselves out of a cavern. You guys were able to finally safely make your way down to what is called the Druid Grove of the Wali Alam. And
What was that?
the Wali Alam. It is high primordial, if anybody knows the language.
I thought I heard another apostrophe in there, but I did not. Okay.
Wali Alam.
What was it? Hold on.
It's right there on the thing. But it is Phantasma's old Druid Grove. And you
Oh, I
guys,
do know primordial. Yes.
Yep.
I don't. Damn it. I know Celestial.
So
Why do I know primordial?
So those of you who know primordial, what she said, like the way that it sounds is it's like kind of like if you mixed Elvish with primordial. So it's very luxurious and like sort of like flows off the tongue very like crisply, but it basically just means that her old druid is the nature guardians. But when you found it, it was very surprisingly devoid of any druids and any nature. It looked like it had been under some sort of attack, or there was a lot of conflict. And in one of the caves, you saw that it had been sealed up quite effectively, double sealed. But there is one thing that Joe, there was a lot to read, but there's one thing that was a little bit different than, or maybe you guys, that wasn't described about the seal. So the seal is connected all the way to the mouth of the cave, but it doesn't end there. The seal extends out into a cone that forms about 15 feet away from the mouth and all the way down to the size of a hand. And when you guys went around to look at the tip of this cone, you would have noticed that there is a very clearly defined handprint with hand bones that are still sort of embedded into like the rocks and vines and kelp and earth and everything that's like sort of been part of this seal. And also directly below that tip are two stalagmites that have bone protrusions that stick out of the tops of them. But you guys were able to get settled in here. It's getting pretty late. I would say that you guys were able to settle down and get your guys' long rest in. Phantasma did warn you that the next leg of the journey is, and if you can see, 14 miles. You guys are gonna have to be swimming down. There are these like little crevasses and cracks in the earth that allow you to swim warmer water because it's geothermally heated. So these little like caverns are like thriving with like what little life does exist down here. She will tell you that if you go above it, you're gonna freeze your fucking ass off. And you might get swept away with like some rogue current you don't see. So you guys are gonna have to stick in, like basically be swimming through 14 miles of like kind of maze terrain. But you guys are able to get your long rests. You guys wake up. There's no light down here, but you can assume that you guys got your long rests. Phantasma, it was awake before you guys even, opened your eyes, and it looks like she is chewing on something orange, and it looks like maybe it's a sponge. But She greets you all with a sigh. So, how'd you sleep?
I would like to make a note.
Yes.
As we were discussing this future journey for the next morning, previous day while we were traveling, I will have reconfigured 11 and a half into 12.
Okay. And what does 12 look like?
12 is now
What-
approximately 6 feet long, in the shape of a sort of quasi segmented shark, but he has arms and legs.
Okay.
What?
Does he have a head of a shark or a head of
He
a?
does have a head of a shark. I have a picture
Okay.
here.
Oh, I want to see. I want to see the picture.
It's not a big picture. Hold on.
Man,
where did
if we had like art fans, the progression of all of the different numbers,
That would be great.
Oh yeah.
the
Uh,
collage of, oh my god, dude, the
This is
final
like seafoam form.
the final splash art is Nocton surrounded by all of his like creations in like this crazy pattern.
It's like like the Iron Man suit scene.
So you craft 12. That's what we're up
Yes.
to now. Okay, cool.
Yes, we are on 12.
All right. So now that you guys are awake, 12 is swimming around
Nice.
with his arms and legs and shark head.
That's insane looking.
Nocton, you seriously never
Ah.
fail to surprise.
That thing is cool.
What do you call this?
This
Besides
is,
a nightmare.
this is 12.
Okay, that's better. Oh god, yes, that's amazing.
Etrian doesn't like it at all. It's
Well,
All right. So, Nocton,
unnatural and uncomfortable.
Nocton, I have a question for you. Where you come from, is it like a horrendous hellscape of horrors and nightmares?
Yeah,
they all
seriously,
look
dude.
like that.
In
Because
certain,
everything you've
in
made
certain
resembles
parts,
that.
certainly. However, this is all from my intellect.
You have to be drawing this from somewhere, though. Like, this is definitely like memories of horrible, horrible times
I
in
mean,
horrible
I
places.
can say that war is a terrible place, and most of my life I have been participating in war. So that is perhaps what has inspired much of this.
And you want to go back.
Seems like it.
You
But
just see him sort of pause and sort of like,
look at that thing and think about your. Think
we
about
shall see.
Are there therapists in this world?
it. Yeah. Do they exist?
As you guys are having like your classic like back and forth, and Phantasma's just like with her mouth open, like waiting to like she is going to start druid crafting little like starfish that are gonna just like cover all of your mouths at the same time. All right, guys, could I just, and then she dismisses it. Could I have your attention? I forgot to mention yesterday. When we get to the town of Tika, you guys can't be looking like not sea elves.
How do we do that?
That's fine, no problem.
Well, Finn, obviously.
Oh, awesome! I finally get to
so-
use. I'm just gonna shape change and look like me if I looked more like with Finn's skin coloring and everything.
Okay, so you're just gonna change yourself to look like a sea elf.
Yeah, I can alter self at will now.
What?
Nice.
Nice.
Oh
That's cool.
shit.
I was like, that's never gonna come in handy.
That's useful as
Next
fuck,
session.
dude. What do you mean?
Etrian's not a stealthy person. He doesn't lie a lot.
Well, now you kind of don't have to.
Yeah.
Well,
You let people make their own assumptions.
I mean, just don't say anything. You look.
Oh, good. We have two people here ready to go, and
Yeah. How about the
the rest of you
tiny
just hide.
tiny orange man?
What about the gigantic babe?
Yeah.
yeah, Sheila.
Can't
I
you
could-
just make
could-
me look more elfy?
I could.
Between me and Nocton, can we just buy some kind of ink that lasts underwater with my herbalism and poisoner's kit? An alchemist kit?
Say that again. Sorry, I was thinking about spells.
I think we can if
Sorry,
me and
hold on,
Nocton work together, we can probably make some kind of ink that will last underwater for a while.
Sure. Could do that. That's great.
And
Yeah.
then turn Sheila into a blue barbarian.
Yeah.
A blue
Yeah.
Goliath.
And maybe some fake ears. Somebody have a disguise kit?
Oh, I do. I might have some cosplay stuff on the ship.
Perfect.
I could also just turn you into like a fish if you wanted to, Sheila.
Yeah, can I be a crab
Alright.
or a fish?
Yes.
Sheila don't care today.
I can do this to any number of people like once. So does anybody else want to change into something?
Mags trying to get fishy with it.
Oh man, she got her 8th level spells.
Huh.
Cool.
Yeah. Um,
Do it, Mags.
are you gonna do it?
Sheila is like
Yeah,
up in
I'm
your
just
face,
trying to
like, let's
decide
do
what-
it.
I'm just trying to decide what I want to be turned into. Can it be an octopus? Like a tiny one? Like a tiny guy?
Yeah, you can absolutely be like a little one that can like has like these little nubs.
Yes. Okay. Sick. That's what I want.
It's literally Finding Nemo. It's what I'm.
Literally, that's what I want. Yes. Thank you.
But I would say that like the top of your like your head has like because you're like kind of like whiter on your body, but then you have like orange red that just kind of like covers. The...
Hell yeah. Okay. Sick.
All right, so squid, Sheila, what were you, a fish?
Yeah, can I be a sexy fish?
Can I be
I want to be a manta ray.
Ooh, okay.
Okay, so manta ray it is. You have to look up the stats online for that thing because I don't have it.
Okay.
Wait, manta ray.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nocton, what are you going to do?
I'm already blue.
Da-ba-dee-da-ba-die.
Could
Could he just been an elk that was in an accident?
Would you wear something on your head to probably?
I can arrange that.
Yeah, just cover up your ears because like the fact that you don't have them is weird. Not weird. It's just for a sea elf. It's weird.
I can do that.
Okay. So she if you can do that, roll me a just dexterity plus your proficiency, or actually you can use dexterity or intelligence. Probably use
Well,
intelligence.
Or what? Like making something out of
Yeah, you're
something
working
or other?
on a disguise.
15.
Yeah, that's pretty good. As long as like you don't like have to like if someone doesn't like tug on any of your like outfit or what you got on, then you're fine.
Okay.
Pretty convincing. Cool. So you guys ready to go?
Hell yeah.
All right. You guys are on this sort of plateau that kind of drops off lower, and once you get to the top of it, you just follow Phantasma as she like just slowly dives down. While you're diving, you are gonna have to go through the cold, so it takes about 15 minutes of time to pass all the way down to where you guys can finally get into one of these cracks and get into slightly warmer water. You guys are all going to take 15 points of cold damage.
Sick.
There is no save. It's just
Ouch.
fucking really cold water. It just like it immediately cuts you to the bone.
You mean as a fishy?
Yeah, unless you have cold resistance.
How much health do you have? Did everyone just bump back into normal people?
Yeah. Right?
Did you?
I don't know how the spell works.
Well, how much hit points did you have?
As an octopus?
As a octopus.
As a tiny octopus.
I would
One.
assume not a lot. Where would it say health
Oh,
on the
sorry.
spell?
You could only be a challenge rating of 4 or lower. So yeah, you're fine. Sorry, I read that wrong.
So small beast is good?
Even if the creature falls to 0, do they revert?
I don't see where it would say tell me where my health pool
Hold on,
is.
hold on. I'm still reading through the turn. Form.
An octopus a small beast has 3 or 1d6 hit points.
It's 3d. How much?
It's 1d6 or an average of 3.
Oh, that stinks.
Yes, so hey, I'm back.
So maybe we did that after we got through that.
Let's do that. Because she only can do that once. So I'm going to say that Phantasma was a lot smarter than I was.
Yeah.
And wait until you guys got in there. And then once you guys got into the swim, it's going to be a skill challenge. I need 3 successes. But the skill challenge is going to be, unless are you guys trying to be stealthy? Because Phantasma's trying to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Match her energy.
So then you
Yeah.
can sell me on whatever, but it's gonna have to be stealth related as your. And let me describe the like the environment as you start to swim through. There's little bubbles starting to come up from this black jagged rock. Like along the sides where the bubbles are coming out, you can see that there's little buildups of little like crustaceans and some sort of organisms that are like shooting stuff to try and catch whatever's coming out of the bubbles. There are little tiny schools of like, they almost look like dead ghost fish because they're like partially transparent bodies with these big like bulbously like glass eyeballs that have a single like yellow, like not yellow but white beak that you can see where it's like darting around. Everything stays away from you. And every once in a while you'll see that as a fish goes along, a like disgusting eel that has like a jaw that like double extends comes up and there's snaps these things.
Great.
So as you guys go along, who's doing what?
Etrian, I want to make a survival check to try to stay out of the path of the eels and find the best places to move around the edges to not like disturb as little as possible.
All right, roll a survival check.
And I'm
Since
gonna
you saw before I'll say that you need at least a 17 to be able to
Okay.
successfully maneuver.
guidance myself.
You can.
Do I have access to my stuff as an octopus or strictly octopus?
Nope, you're just
I rolled an 18, but why isn't it linked up?
I don't know, but an 18 is a success. You notice that these burrows, there are little like crustaceans, like little crabs that like exist right along the ridges and kind of live for whatever might get spit out of these hollows. So you can just look for those, and you can easily navigate. Like I'll say probably the first mile, because it's basically through. It's well, no. How many miles is it?
5. Oh, well, to the first house.
Measure from the boat. Hold on.
That's fair.
So, all right, yeah. So for the first 3 miles, you guys have a success. Now for the second 3 miles, who's doing what?
I can as an octopus I have advantage on stealth. Can I like because like a tiny guy, I just wanted to be like weaving my way through like people's like armor and stuff that haven't changed like as we go.
He's just a little guy.
I'm just a tiny little guy.
So you're gonna hide in people's armor to.
Just like make my way there.
So you're just trying to make yourself as small and less noticeable as possible.
Yes.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Okay.
Are you a tiny creature?
I
Or did
would
you-
like to be.
All right, you can have advantage. So 17. All right.
I mean, the octopus has underwater camouflage. Specifically says anything underwater, I have advantage on stealth.
So absolutely nobody has any clue where Magmore Squid is because he's currently switching from person to person, and you're like immediately changing yourself to camouflage him perfectly.
Can I like
You are drawing no.
randomly like tap people's shoulder with one tentacle and be like on the other side?
Sure. Who would you like to do it to?
Finn.
Okay. Finn. You just like feel the daintiest little tap. And for a second you probably think, oh, I'm a pseudo dragon, and then
Yeah.
Oh no.
no, it's just a cute little squid that just disappears right back into back of your hair.
All right.
All right, so for the last leg of the journey, who is doing the bit?
So I am partially amphibious, and I also have the cloak of the manta ray. So I am
When-
wondering if you will allow that to give me some advantage of swimming underwater stealthily.
Well, you got to use a skill.
Um,
So you got to
Back.
pick a skill and then say how you're using that skill, and then
Got it. And
Yeah.
then roll stealth with the skill. I guess I'm.
okay. So you want to roll stealth. All right. So
No, I mean, I don't necessarily want to roll stealth, but I'm asking you how, like, I'm happy to use my intelligence to know that, to know how fish move and like the way that they sort of dart around, not going into any one place for very long and sort of
okay. Yeah.
staying in the shadows.
Yeah, you're starting to learn and how to use the environment to your advantage and like very convincingly blend into it. Let's see that stealth roll.
I do not have heavy armor on. I don't know where to take off the fact that it defaults to heavy armor.
It's fine. It's you still rolled the first one, so 17 is going to be enough.
I know, but like it rolls it every time and it's annoying. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, Sheila, you are also
Yes.
okay. So you don't even pick it up because it almost feels just so natural to be like you're like in a school of yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm with another one. You look back, it's just Nocton every time. Perfectly good job about like just becoming. He is one with the Ray. But you guys can successfully get all the way through this, and I haven't really done it justice, but I mean, you're crossing these massive caverns where you have to sit to the left, like to the left, and curl around for like thousands of feet, like making sure you're avoiding like falling rocks and like all these other animals that have like grown into the side of these little caverns. And you know, at one point towards the third mile, it looks like Phantasma was lost, but she was right, guessing herself. So there was a little bit of a maze you guys had to like Swiss cheese swim through. But you guys can finally get towards like the back end of the last fissure. And you guys finally get to one of the first thing you notice is the dull, like dim light that fills your vision. It is a mixture of pink and red. The source of this light is coming from a, let's call it 2,000-foot black stone tower that sits, let's see. You can still see it from about 5 miles, and you're in the outskirts of this town. It is filling the air, but you do notice that, like, there are like no predators that are currently like swimming through and using this light to its advantage. The second thing you notice is the sitting next, like basically the column is shooting out of a like 100. Well, actually, you're too far away from you to see there, but get to the outskirts of the town, and unfortunately, this part of it's like a ghost town. It's like you have to make your way through a completely deserted ranch, like ransacked, falling in disrepair, partially destroyed dwellings that look like at some point there was maybe an attempt to build a home that felt like a home. You see foundations that are resemblance of homes like on the surface, but all destroyed, all completely demolished and like completely abandoned. It's probably about 2 miles before you get to like dwellings that look like they're still standing, but also completely abandoned. It isn't until you get to right along where it finally pops into your vision. It is a 150-foot black rock, like it looks like it's just like a wall, pretty steep cliffs. Like talking like probably like maybe at max 100 degrees, but like 10 past 90. So it's pretty steep, and new dwellings look like they have been built into this like wall, if you will. You are still lit by this dim light, and now you are starting to see the first few semblance of people. There are vehicles that are starting to fly around from like out of dwellings, personal vehicles. There are individuals that are riding these vehicles and also like hanging onto these vehicles that are like moving around. And they are all seemingly wearing these suits. They're kind of dullish green to dullish black, gray in color. But they are completely covered, like neck to fingers to toes, and it looks like they have a helmet that also goes onto their head. These vehicles that you see, the first one, I'll say that it's looks like it's a modified. I mean, the closest you thing. I mean, it looks like a fucking tank. It's got a huge back end that looks like you could throw a bunch of cargo on it. Actually, Nocton, I've completely forgot. I can use you as a point of reference because now it's starting to get familiar. You see a very old school cargo liner that is like exactly like a like a one of those like U-Haul vans. So it's a giant cargo where they just throw a bunch of shit in. It is being propelled by like 6 small little like air jets that look like it's just cruising along, tiny little jet stream behind it. It's being piloted by a pretty large square cabin in the front. Those look like they're headed north, towards what you will later figure out is the boneyard. The personal vehicles are what are called cyclers and also called manta rays. The manta rays look like it's exactly Sheila. So it is a manta ray shaped propulsion with a engine on the top, and then you hold on to the bottom handles, and it has a piece of like glass that comes in front that allows you to like zip through. It looks like people are zipping off and then going the same direction. Whatever it is people are like doing in this town, a lot of it seems to be that people are like going north for whatever reason, in mass. There's also cyclers, which are akin to like crotch rocket motorcycles. So they have a single large engine in the back with 2 tricycle smaller motors that allow it to turn on the front. So those are zipping around. And as you get to what is known as, wait, sorry, Finn, you can read it. On the side of this building in the same pink light, there's like a neon sign that says the crankshaft. And it looks like it is a multi-tiered garage that looks like it's a few buildings that are like just thrown together and then sewn together or welded into this large sort of like stacking of containers. But there are plenty of garages. Those garage doors are opening every once in a while, and people are coming out, like, hanging out, talking, and then going back in. There is a the pink and red light kind of sits on top of most doorways and garage openings, so acting as like beacons. And as you look around and see all these bright lights, or not bright lights, dim lights, you see that across the entire way of the wall, there are other pink lights. So there are just like tons of dwellings that just curl around on both ends, all kind of huddled around this massive column. And as you guys get to this intersection where there's this like a street light of pink in front of you, Phantasma turns to you and goes, "All right, guys, you ready? So I want to try and surprise her." Go ahead, Ben.
So I feel like as we're like approaching all this, Finn is just like kind of dumbfounded because he thought that we were like coming up on like in like a destroyed ruins of a city.
Yeah.
So like as soon as he sees like people and technology, he's just like,
and I will say, because most people will get this, the technology is advanced, but the technology that's being used looks like it's old, it's been repaired, it's been sometimes repurposed, and the entire feel of the environment feels like Tatooine. So it's advanced, but also got like a decrepit sort of like outlook.
Frontier.
Yeah, exactly. Like these people are like using whatever they got to
Yeah,
make
they
it
can
whatever
make
they
it
got
work, but they can't make it nice.
Exactly.
So after Phantasma says like, "Oh, we're gonna surprise her," I say, "I have held my tongue this entire time. I thought we were sneaking in, but this is not quite what I expected. Although your promise of technology was correct.
Okay.
And who are we surprising?"
We're so sorry. I was just lost in so much thought on what to say to her when I see her. We're going to meet my friend. Her name is Angie. She is quite lovable, but she is the smartest girl that I know. And if there's anybody who can help us with a propulsion system, it's going to be her. She is an old friend of mine. Yes, Finn?
um,
Yes?
Phantasma,
Yes.
what is that language and why can I? Is that
It's
primordial?
Yes, that is the language of the old.
Like I can read it, but I just didn't. Okay, all right, cool.
How? You must teach me how to read this.
Yeah, we can do lessons, but you're actually going to probably learn fast. Angie likes to swear.
What does crankshaft mean?
From what I know, it is
A crankshaft is an eccentric rod that turns several mechanisms within a another mechanism that creates some sort of movement.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
smack
And
him with.
Oh.
she's being clever because she's using it as like a crankshaft. Like you crank.
No,
The shaft.
I don't get it. Can
I
you explain
believe
it?
she is referring to the subtle undertones of sexual interactions.
I still don't get it. Can you explain it?
Like you crank on the shaft. The shaft being. Oh my god, your penis.
Oh,
Finn, come on.
right.
All right. So
Come on, Finn. Even I got that
shaft.
one.
let me also explain a few other things. We are not technically in Gnosi yet. We are on the outskirts. We are on the outer ring. There are four towns that exist outside of, and then she like looks over at just this black that sits behind the wall. The bubble, as people will call it.
What is the bubble?
The bubble is what keeps the entire city obscured and safe.
My bubbles?
I mean, so the city that I promised you is on the inside of the bubble. And don't worry, I can get you
Pressure knocked on would be fine staying here.
in.
I would not be opposed to exploration. However, I believe you mentioned we should not be discovered as
Yeah, Angie's cool. It's just people talk, and we don't want to you don't want to let people know that, like, because the not sea elf thing, like, we're very protective of the city. So even on the outskirts, there's not very many.
So if we're questioned, if we just say that we were seals born on land, that's not going to be out of place. Do you normally bring strays back home, kind of thing, or
Say that you're exploring the outer ring, and you're what is this stupid thing that they do? Oh, Angie does it. Say you're out here for the races. Because I think that there are these stupid the motor whatever races all the time.
As she's talking, knocked on, or I'm just like over up against one of the buildings trying to pry some like mechanism off of it.
Don't. What are you doing? Stop that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
She's going.
simply fascinated.
She's gonna smack you upside the head. She goes, "These people have so little. If you take that,
My apologies.
please just have respect. These people don't have much. Wait till we get to Angie. She has plenty of shit.
Excellent.
Follow me. Just let's go around back. I know a way." And she swims up the left side up to all the way where there's this landing on a third story like bridge that has doors on either side and two little tower tops that extend into the little points. You guys land. She goes over and it looks like she's like fumbling for something along the lining, and she goes, "Huh," and then just smacks the top of it, and then out comes this little tiny like poking. You could consider it like a lockpick. Stupid. And then she takes that, and she is going to try and pick the lock that she has, but it's been a while, so
Hey, guidance.
yeah, she has disadvantage on the roll because she hasn't been back, and she would have said this before, like 60 years.
Like, you got this. Pat on the back.
So we're gonna say it's a 5+.
Wait, if this is your friend, why are you picking the lock?
Because this is her backup key.
I
It's
believe
not a-
she said she wanted to surprise her.
Is this a good surprise or a bad surprise?
My
Don't-
understanding of the word surprise is limited.
It's a
in
good
this case.
surprise. And as the door opens, the creaks open, and you can see that the water stops right at the door opening. And she
Okay.
steps through, and you can see that as she steps through, the little water droplets almost immediately like evaporate off of her, and she's barely even letting like 2 drips hit like the stone that is beneath her feet.
Oh, not this again.
And she steps through and goes, "Come on, come on, come on."
All right. I follow it.
All right, you guys can all hop in. There's a stair.
Fitfin's gonna be like, should the fish wait outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. So stay here. Don't do anything. Don't do anything stupid.
I'll come in.
Yeah. No, Finn, you come in.
Knocked
you
on.
come in. And Etrian, can you stay and watch the baby fish?
Yeah.
What do you
Okay.
mean?
Make sure they don't get eaten or anything.
All right. So just watch out because he's so fucking tiny.
No, look at it.
All right. So as you guys are having your way out in this like invisible mirror of water, she shuts the door behind you, and then so it's Phantasma, Finn, Nocturne, and that's it, correct?
Yeah.
Below you, Nocturne, to your ears. I would make the comparison that this is like the Nocturne Yankee Candle of like, or like the Nocturne like smell, or the Nocturne sounds. It's like you finally have this recognition of this is gonna be fun. Like there is a lot of shit down there making a lot of noises that like sound like machinery. There are tools that are starting to whir up. There are like obviously sparks and sound of like welding that is occurring. There's music blasting that says the kind of feel of heavy metal. And it sounds like it's a fully functioning and like it is like a full blast workshop as you guys can slowly make your way down the spiral staircase that will take you into the second story garage, or no, sorry, the third story garage of the crankshaft. And as you guys get down, stealth checks, everybody. Nocturne, you're not wearing heavy armor, correct?
No, I can't find where it's equipped.
All right, hold on, we'll just do this. 13. Well, good. Doesn't whatever sound that you made as you stumbled forward was brushed off as nothing. Just
Great, because
nothing.
I'm a little distracted.
Nothing. Just you guys here. And then like just peel around and then be ready for when I say like, and these are my friends. Okay.
What the fuck?
Okay. So you guys slowly make your way to this opening. It looks like it has a sliding door metal mechanism that's been built into it. Over the music, she just disappears. And then there is a very loud, holy fucking shit snacks. And then the music cuts off. And you hear, all right, that's cool. Everybody get the fuck out of here. Milton, tell the rest of them down there we're closing up shops for the evening because I cannot believe. And like, do you guys look around yet to see what is happening, or are you guys just like waiting like behind the edge?
Finn is absolutely looking around.
Okay, so as you look around,
Yeah, me too.
it is a garage that looks like if Xander was a auto mechanic, but if he also didn't give a shit about the condition of any of his equipment, like little panels missing on everything. There's exposed wires that's just draped through the ceiling, connecting into other fucking things. Phantasma is currently being smothered by a stout-shouldered, paunched belly, fully tatted up female sea elf who is wearing a like overall sort of like open button shirt combo that's rolled up to her forearms. She is burly, to say, like her like wrist almost like could be Phantasma's neck. And is spinning around. She's kissing her all over the neck, and Phantasma's just like, you can see her eyes are just completely closed, full smile as she's just letting this happen. Like almost scorpioned as she spins around, and she puts her down. She's like, what in the fuck are you doing? How has this been? Oh my god. Oh Jesus. And then hey, what is it? Mustard. Can you drinks, scotch? Just bring everything, bring the whole bar right now. Out from your vision, if you guys will go to your handouts, let's see. You will see Milton, Lucy, and Mustard, and Angie. Angie is exactly how she's portrayed, along with physical appearance. It looks like she always is happy and squinty and smiley, full of piercings. Mustard is a hovering sort of very like, I'd say, flush and sheen and well-designed body that has a bunch of these scale snaked appendages that resemble tentacles that extend from four ends of like the front and the sides. It is hovering by some sort of levitation or maybe anti-gravity. Nocton, you would love to figure out what exactly it's using to float. There is Lucy, who is currently, it looks like it's a hydraulic bone skeleton. He has a backpack on. He has a huge, almost like old school welding goggles. And it looks like he is welding some sort of like shit back to the ceiling that had like something that was a wire coupling that needed to go back. Fully just kind of like bobbing his head to, well, his own music. And I'd say
go ahead, sorry.
I'll describe Milton. He is a extremely large sort of like giant ape bodied automaton. He has this little stupid face where and giant like bottle goggles. It looks like this is a heavy lifting automaton mixed with self-defense. And also when he turns around to lift up the giant wire coupling for Lucy, you can see that his back is full of all of these connector ports that he could be just like this walking power station. So, and as they're working down, she finally puts her down. And she goes, "Are you finished?" She goes, "Not quite." And then finally grabs like Lucy comes in with this like silver platter with all these two like giant glasses of whiskey. Phantasma just sits there and goes, they both completely down it. And then they have like this weird sort of like secret thing they like embrace and then like bop their heads together. He goes, "I came back for a reason." She goes, "Well, is it to deal with my fucking problems? Because I could really use your help right now." She goes, "No, I actually have problems of my own, and I should probably introduce them. I didn't come alone. You should be my friends." And she gestures back and then opens her arms to you guys can able to like walk through. Again, it's completely dry. Gravity is totally normal. Like you are like out and about above sea. She looks at you and goes, "So you're telling me that a sea elf from Gnosi goes out and then finds like the two other sea elves that exist out there?" She just looks at you guys, goes, "Well, hey," and then she's like runs up to you, like extends her giant arms, goes, "I'm Angie. Nice to meet you."
Hello, Angie. I'm Finn. Nice to meet you.
"Finn, you are a looker." And then she like grabs your arm, pulls you in, and then just hugs you, pulls you
Wow.
off
Okay.
down, goes,
Well. What? Okay. Yep.
hand on
Yes.
your head, messes up your hair.
I
"Oh,
love that. I love that. That's
what a
my
drink.
favorite. Okay. What?
You want a drink?
Yes, please. I would love a drink.
Hey, Mustard, get it." And then Mustard will bring you another drink as it pours. And you are
I am knocked on. And I
knocked.
sort of step aside, and 12 walks up next to me.
Hey, that's pretty cool. Did you make it yourself?
I did. This is 12.
Oh, you number them. See, I like to give them real names because then it's more fun. See, that's Mustard up there fixing the wires. That's Lucy, and then the big dumb fuck. That's Milk.
I have never considered naming him.
As she points to them, they all turn and just give you like a wave and then go back to what they were doing. "So what are you and your fucking friends doing here? In what it's gotta be what 50 years? It's actually 60 years?" "Well, I don't have time to get into it. I mean, right now, but I may have become a pirate." And you can just see she's like
May
And-
have become. May
Yeah.
have become a pirate.
"I may have become a pirate and
May have become the most notable pirate in the entire Earth.
and she looks at you and goes, "Are you fucking pulling my leg? My little Phantasma."
Well, she was until she was double crossed, but yes.
"Oh, is that who you're trying to get back?"
She
"Yeah,
is
that's
quite proficient.
well,
She-
I mean,
she's
you don't have to
she's
tell me that. I knew.
she's well loved too.
Well, I mean, now that she's back, are you? It's so Angie. Let me get you on course. So when I was a pirate, captain, I ran into a giant asshole who needs to be taught a lesson, and he currently has the entire oceans above you guys by the metaphorical balls. And we are trying to stop him.
Yeah.
So that is when
By the crankshaft, if you will.
Angie pauses and goes, "Ah!" "Oh my god, I knew I fucking loved you." Oh, okay, so you're trying to bring this badass down, so how you gonna do that? Why you need my help? You need some weapons? I can get you some of those, but they're not cheap or easy to come by. I was actually thinking, Nocturne, you could probably maybe explain this a little bit better.
Yes. So the The
Fantastic.
method with which we traveled here.
Sorry. As she leaves, she turns, looks at you, and then just like super rolls her eyes as the spins back around, and you can begin talking.
I say, yes, the method with which we arrived was constructed in a very hasty manner, and we need some assistance in improving both the propulsion and reliability, and perhaps the offensive capabilities.
Okay, so first off, what are you driving? Are you driving a proto? You're driving a Traco? Are you driving what is that? Super is it Tusi?
I do not know these words. It is a vessel that I retrofitted myself to become a submersible.
Are those primordial?
No, those are manufacturers.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you guys had like a cycler or a cruiser or something.
No, this is home. I'm not there. Fuck. Sorry.
No, this is hand built by myself and a few others.
Wow. Okay. All right. And you're trying to get it. You're trying to get it going. You don't have it.
I think my ultimate desire is to rebuild it entirely. However, I am not sure that we have the time. So at this point, it is simply to improve it and make it not as much of, as some people might say, a death trap.
Oh, that sounds like cool. Well, if you need help designing it, I myself ain't too shabby. I mean, I did build my own engine. No big
I
deal.
would enjoy your help.
All right. Well, that's cool. First
Do
off,
you want to go see it?
to see it? Yeah, I'm gonna have to see it. Where did you park it?
That way.
We parked it at the old Druid Grove.
Yep.
Oh well, that ain't but a lick of like 20 minutes out. That's easy to get to, no problem. Who's down to go for a ride?
Oh, me.
So first, let me introduce you to Crystal. And she leads you guys through her third-story garage, and it looks like it has another spiral staircase that's made out of like this wrought iron. It's almost like decorative. Like she maybe like it's from somewhere place really nice. It's not like it wasn't like designed by an engineer or somebody who had like functionality. This is decorative. But as you guys descend the staircase, you can see the main bay or the secondary garage, which has 4 different openings in it, and it looks like it is full to the brim of there's a couple cruisers, but there's mostly cyclers, and it looks like they all were being worked on in the process of before Angie just sent her entire shop out. And they are in all stages of disassembly, repair, modifications. It's not done. You're like,
Yeah,
I don't know if you're going to be able to contain yourself for very much longer, because this finally feels like true. Like you were getting a taste of it in Vio Macania. Like it was close, but this is now you're like, I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what that is. I know what that, like, you're like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, oh, like, it's like you almost,
Not
You
his
got
full
it.
mass right now.
I run over to one of the cyclers and I'm like, "You're using a bypass valve here to increase the thrust?" And then I just like basically I'm looking all over and sort of
you
like,
gotta see those overcoils on that. Oh, dude, go over the next line. Check out what we're doing over there. But she then brings you to the right of this main bay, and what sits in front of you. I forgot to add it in, but here, let me send it to you. Shit. I'll just describe it. It is a massive modified cycler, or not cycler, cruiser. It has a humongous, what looks to be a jet engine on the back, like sitting right behind this bulbous sort of like cockpit. It comes down sleekly to these 2, they're not even mechanically suspended, main front thrusters. It is actually well maintained. It has Cristal written on the side in red ink. It's painted a nice yellow color with like white sort of like accent paneling around it. Nocton. Roll me a history check with advantage.
All right, close my character sheet. History check with advantage. Got it. History. That would be a 29.
Okay. You don't recognize it's a different manufacturer, but you recognize that this thing has like quad overcoils. The front suspension has been completely redone. It has a upgraded dual compression system within it, and it has the ability to have front reverse thrust.
Oh my
So
god.
this thing is heavily
I just like I'm a little speechless for a second, and then I say, well, it is. Although I wish I had access to this previously, it is fortuitous that I did not, as now I have met you, and we can
You
now collaborate.
slams this huge heavy arm on your shoulder, and she goes, "You see that, baby? That is a modified chopped and screwed Chrysos S11, and there ain't nobody, well, besides one other, who's got an engine that is that fast. Built it myself."
It is quite impressive.
Nocton, how fast do you think it goes?
Give me a second. I need to do a calculation.
The rest of you, what are you doing? As it looks like Angie and Nocton are like kind of just scoping out this like very ridiculously designed and engineered craft.
I'm gonna say, I'm guessing that this goes somewhere around 50 knots. It's
I
about
don't
50
know
miles an hour.
Try 103 miles an hour.
And you just see my eyes like kind of bulge a little bit.
Which, as a DM, in like for the rest of you, that's 900 feet per round. That's how
Oh,
that thing goes. Once it gets up to top speed. But you
Yeah,
can't
that-
have that. You can't have this one, Nocton. You can't.
That is acceptable. This is yours. This is your baby.
Damn right it is. But if you want one that is like this, I know where to get one. You don't even have to build it. And you actually be doing me a favor.
oh, we're about to steal something.
Interesting. I am enticed and excited.
All right. Well, enough chatting. I'm gonna go get some shit that is gonna be my 3D scanner for your vessel, so that I can bring back like a nice blueprint.
Your what? Excuse me.
That is my 3D scanner. It makes an actual like full scale replica of like a hologram, so that you can design within it. It's the coolest. Have you never seen one? It's the coolest thing ever.
Phantasma, are you gonna tell her, or do I have to?
He's really into this stuff. You like, oh, you got like, and she looks down at your crotch for a second. She goes, "Well, that's good." Yeah, that weird. I mean, anyone all over science is fine by me. Come on, I'll show you the rest of the stuff. So, but while they're going to get that, Finn
polishes off his drink and I guess gives the empty cup back to Mustard or Lucy or whatever.
It's Mustard, and he looks at you and goes, "Would you like another?
Yes, please.
Would you like the same thing?"
I'll try something different if you have something different.
Yeah.
That was delicious.
Oh, well, do you like like white, clear?
I don't know. Whatever you recommend.
I'll get both. Well, I should probably formally meet you. I'm Mustard, and he like extends this like sneak, like
Whoa!
this,
Hello.
you.
That's cool. Okay. Hello. I'm
I'm
Finn.
the only one with a voice, so if you need to talk to any of these guys, talk to me. The rest of them don't do anything much. They're pretty stupid.
So
And then just turn. Yes. Yeah. You need anything?
that's so cool. I mean, I don't mean to offend. You're like sentient. That's so sick.
Yeah. I'm a personal automaton. I am not actually sentient. This is a very good replication.
Wow. Can you teach 12 how to do that? Because 12 is creepy as fuck, and if 12 could talk, maybe it would be less creepy.
Well,
Mm,
Angie could probably put a voice like modulation system in there, no problem. She's really smart. Just don't get her pissed. And then he turns around and heads to go get your whiskey, and you can see maybe like you didn't really realize it at first, but parts of his body look like they're like have been hit or like have like scuffs and scrapes. Like one is off like the back of his head. Yeah. So
Finn just kind of turns around and mumbles, "Noted."
Yeah. he'll disappear and go get you drinks. Come back. He has a tequila and he has a single malt whiskey.
Okay, so do I just like shoot this, or do I just, like what?
Well, Angie usually does, but you could probably sip on it. Based upon your
Woo.
size, it's
Woo.
you probably don't drink it too fast.
This is delicious. Thank you, Mustard.
All right, well, I gotta go get back to duties, and then he will disappear to the third floor garage to start doing whatever he needs to do.
Phantasma, should we check on the boys and
Yeah.
Sheila?
It's probably time to go get them. Just wait here. I always love this spot. It's just gonna take a running start.
Yeah, I'll
and
just
then-
wait here.
And she like fully sprints and then just like dives into where this garage and the water like stop. So then and then you can see her disappear. What have you guys been doing in the interim? It's been about like 15 minutes since
I've
they
been-
like closed.
I've been trying to surf on Sheila underwater as a manta ray.
Okay. Magmore, Sheila. Oh, Sheila, we know what you're doing, but
Etrine, do you wear
Sure.
like? Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just flapping people's butts with my manta ray arms.
so as you guys are getting off to a bunch of shenanigans,
Yeah.
you hear like this the faintest little like as a disappointed just because of like the sight of the fact that Etrine is currently riding Sheila and like practicing while there's like this little squid that like just runs around
So like,
Etrine's body.
yeah, I want to be like weaving through Etrine and like smacking him in this face while he, like, and having him try to like swipe me back, but him just being too slow, and I just like scurry back, and then I just do it again.
Yeah. He just is sitting there slowly, like listily drifting towards you. Ahem.
Oh,
hey.
Sheila's just gonna stop abruptly.
Yeah, I just do like a slow front flip. Oh no.
You guys are safe to come in. We'll just follow me, and she will take you down through one of the garage bays. And as you get towards the garage, like opening, as you step through, she's going to drop the disguise that you guys have, and you guys can step through and into the garage and are witness to the grand majesty that is the crankshaft. You
Looks
see.
stable.
You see Finn is currently double fisting drinks while talking to Phantasma, while it looks like Nocton and a very stout sea elf are walking back with like straps and like full of like equipment. Like Nocton has his hands like this tubular like device that has a bunch of wires that are coming out connecting to the back end. Like Nocton's smile's probably gonna rip his face in half. But you guys approach as Phantasma can just wave at.
yeah. She hasn't seen not elves yet, technically.
Whoa! 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 What are you doing?
Hi.
She whistles as hard as she can, and you watch like just all the lights flash for a second, and then all of the garage doors are going to close. Phantasma, what the fuck are you bringing outsiders into here? Are you is this a death wish?
What?
Are
What?
She goes up to you, Nocta, and takes a closer look. Wait a minute. You're not a sea elf. Phantasma. What the fuck?
I never did say that I was a sea elf.
Yeah.
Just for full transparency, and I dropped shape change and turned back into an elf.
No.
Just a land elf.
Oh, what the Phantasma.
So I'm a dwarf.
I actually look like this. Just for the record, I look like this. This is
Does it?
Knew you were one of the good ones.
told you. Well, I didn't tell you. You told me.
Does this
Anybody
mean
want-
that
anybody want a
you
drink? I have
are,
two. I have
two
less
men.
inclined to assist me?
Here you go.
Sheila's the take one.
I gave it to Magma, and all I have is one left, and I want to drink this one. Hold up. Mustard.
Who's mustard?
What is that thing?
Mustard is this magnificent creation.
Mustard. This is Sheila. Sheila would like a drink, if you don't mind.
It stops for a second. Angie, are you aware that non-sea elves are they supposed to be here? And is like the sheen, like there's like a slight sheen that exists around its head as it's floating in its socket. It's starting to slowly turn to red. Do we need to go to Hollett Run? No, Angie. So I start. Mustard? No. These are friends, I think. Just go
Oh,
get 'em-
absolutely, friends. Yes,
Yeah.
friends.
Go get them drinks. Go get them
And
drinks.
it's not food.
Get me a fucking pitcher.
Yeah.
Yes, the fucking good stuff. You fucking help these days. You know what? Fucking just and hurry. And she's like takes like one of the like just this like it's like a multi-torque like wrench, and she just like chucks it at Mustard.
Oh,
Is that good for him?
probably not.
Hold on. Where's my? Oh yeah, it just ching 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 ching. Yeah, you're lucky. Sorry. I'm ahead of myself. Who are you?
Finn's gonna whisper to Magmar and be like, "I'm not sure if it has feelings or not."
Well, I'm Etrian.
Its head.
We came here with Phantasma,
I see that.
hoping to get some help.
So you guys are all part of the submersible team.
Yeah, we're just here to help our friend.
All right. Well, I
We're
haven't.
definitely pro CL.
Yeah, nothing against you guys. I don't.
Well, that's good.
They fucking better not be.
Yeah.
We've been living.
Yeah,
we've
we
been
have
living
one on the
with one.
crew.
Yeah, we welcomed him
Yeah.
from
They're like,
rags to riches to rags again.
From rags to
Better
bitches.
rag.
From rags to
Yeah,
riches.
that from rags to bitches. That's what a girl likes to say. Yeah.
Girl likes to say all kinds of things. Sheila, as it looks like, hold on, let's see if she can hold her gaze. Yeah. You don't notice her checking you out, but sure. Angie plays all sides of the field. All right, so let's God, I want to get in here. So I've got some, let's call I guess you could use, do any of y'all know how to drive one of these things? If I Nocton, you seem to know what you're doing. If I give you a cycler, will you know how to drive it?
I believe that if you point out the necessary components, I can make it work. Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna put you in one of my like cargo cyclers, so that way you can carry all the equipment. The rest of you, I'm gonna get into Crystal, and I guess the rest of you can hold on.
Hold on.
Because yeah, look, it's got handles, and she like points, and you can see that there are handles that like. And it may look weird, but then you look around all the other vehicles, and it looks like they all have handles too. So
right, no, that's I understand, but we don't. I don't look like. I look like this. Should we be riding around like that?
oh, don't worry, we're gonna be going so fast, ain't nobody gonna be seeing you.
We could always pack you
Okay.
in the back with the equipment if necessary.
That is also true.
Oh yeah, you could probably fit.
I'm pretty small.
Big girl. Hmm.
You
Mind if
brought
I
up one
mind if I make you smaller?
Go for it.
All right. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. And she's gonna disappear for 5 minutes.
Honey, I shrunk. Honey, I shrunk the barbarian.
Come back, dust off this like sort of like piston activated collar, and she's just gonna toss it to you. Put it on.
Ooh. Clink.
Sheila, you shrink down to a medium-sized creature. You are now like, I'd say probably 6 foot.
That was sick as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't had to use one of those in a long time, but like, we'll just,
What purpose did you have for that before if you only see sea elves?
Mhm.
you can put them on the creatures.
Oh,
You put a second one on?
Oh, I guess I could make. Oh, that would be fun. Make a smaller one and then have like a shrink sort of a shrink.
Do you mind if I grab a few of these?
Yeah, I mean, if you can find a working one, but this is I would like. I just poked through. This is the only
I
one.
just like grab a handful of them and just like shove them in my bag.
Wonderful.
Yeah, this ain't a storage facility. Like I might need those.
I will fix them and then I will return them
All
to
right,
you.
you can have all the broken ones. So then
Acceptable.
You grab. There's one broken one. There you go.
Although
That's righteous and
disappointing, this is
fair.
still acceptable.
You have a collar of reduce. So
Broken color of reduce.
broken. All right. So now that Sheila's shrunk, knocked on the. Oh, hold on. Let me pull up the. It would
You're
be.
Sheila, you're shrunk and I'm drunk. We're a perfect pair.
Let's see if that works with my drinking too.
Yes.
Sheila, you as your drinks come out, it looks like there is a clear, like whiskey jug that's just full of a clear liquid. And then she's just gonna grab it, take big gulps, and go. All right, Nocton, go grab that Tassie over there with the big ass, like literally the big ass, and then pile it full of that shit. Let's get going.
Excellent.
Sheila is gonna smell this gasoline that is this whiskey.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, it could strip varnish.
Yeah, and her eyebrows are going to perk up, and she's gonna be like, "Doing,"
Oh,
and
you
look at Angie and be like, "You must be a big drinker."
She walks over to you, picks it up, and goes, "Girl, you don't know the half of it." And then she's gonna try and chug as much as she can.
Oh god, this is how we die.
Sit there and just go glug 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 glug, and these like the huge like bubbles are just gonna keep going to the top of it.
Oh, this is good, and you're driving. Perfect.
Oh, don't. She can't. And Phantasma's just gonna go. I've seen her do this before.
Sheila's gonna have this smile that's like half like I'm scared shitless and half like amazement right now.
She is going to get nearly all the way to the bottom of the bottle, and it's gonna have like maybe a third left of it, and then she's finally gonna go, and then let's have this huge burp right in your face that smells like 10 different meals has passed through.
Oh, God.
Maybe even some like oil and some other cleaning. It's a weird mixture of shit that she just burped into.
My, that is quite the diet, Angie. Oh, you are hearty.
Well, she's gonna go. That's not all this. You should see what I can eat. And then turns and then like goes and fizzles with her keys, and then doot, and then you watch it. The top of Crystal open up, and she's gonna like get in and go. Hold on to your dick bags, and then just like.
Oh, shit.
It's gonna be a And right after the initial thrust, or the shockwave of it turning on, you can immediately feel the heat that's being generated from this thing, and this jet engine just starts to cycle in the back. That's just like, and the center of it starts to glow this blue and white sort of hue. That's just, I mean, Nocton, this thing can fucking cook. And you can watch all of the different like pieces of the machinery start to kick on, like even the front little bits start to like cycle out of key for a little bit, but then can regain and get a nice clean thrust. After this little spectacle, she goes, "Hop on!"
Hell yeah. I turn back into a seal and hop on.
Nocton, you can figure it out, right?
Yes.
Go. And then she is going to just like lay down on the engine to get it nice and heated up, and the rest of you start to feel this energy as it starts to basically be like, you're like, oh, this guy's starting to get like hot around here.
As Finn grabs it, he's just gonna look at Etrian, like I'm assuming across from him. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, this should be fun.
We probably won't die. She seems like she knows what she's doing.
All right.
Probably.
We may not survive either.
So you guys lift up
True.
and are slowly starting to turn around as the front thrusters are like controlling the front end, and it pulls itself out into the water, and you immediately feel the warm heat that was like just like covering you as it like immediately is doused as you are now in the cold water, but like still a little bit you can feel the heat starting to emanate from the vehicle. She looks at the rest of you like from like this dome completely shut off and goes, thumbs up.
Both of Finn's hands
I'm
are
holding on tight. Yeah. Yeah.
She's
Terrified, but so excited.
okay, so she's gonna like wait till everyone at least gives like a nod to that they're okay. And can I get strength checks as this thing just
I knew it was gonna be strange.
within 6 seconds, this thing is starting to cook up to hold on. What I have checkpoints.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay. So can I get, there's gonna be 4 strength checks for this. DC 14
Oh,
as
thank God.
I'm a -1.
you guys are starting to hit 40 miles an hour. Nocton, you are not going to be able to keep up. The max that your thing can do is 60 miles per hour, but it's like a constant speed. So once you get up to 60, you're just cruising at 1 speed.
Cool.
Can
Cool.
I do athletics instead of strength, or is it just strength?
With strength, buddy. It's the same.
Okay.
Because you are literally just holding on for dear fucking life.
What are you
Oh,
gonna make a
God.
strength save?
Hold,
falls off.
Hold on.
Got
Let me
something, got something. Wait.
let me use my magical guidance to do that again.
Come on, baby.
13.
So Sheila, you save. Etrian, you re-rolled for luck, so you save. Magmore, you save. Finn, unfortunately, you're holding on, and then like literally in 6 seconds, you're just you're
No
gone.
shit.
Oh no, we lost.
This blue streak just disappears. She's not turning around yet.
Would I have noticed this since I'm so much further behind?
Yeah, her acceleration is way better than yours. So like at like probably after like I'll say like in the middle of your like second round, you're gonna see this blue spot start to appear in like your little headlights. You have about 60 feet of like pink light that extends out in front of you. So you kind of got like these like little headlights. But all right, so fins off. Next check, 60 miles an hour. 16. Let's go.
Can I
has
use shape
stupid
water to make the water around my hands not be pulling against me? I get like advantage or something.
If you want to use a spell, I'll
No,
allow
it's
you.
it's a
Allow you to
cantrip.
try and like counteract the speed with like the water around you to be able to give you advantage on the roll.
That's if I do shape control water, not shape water, because shape water is a cantrip. I'm just gonna see what happens.
All right, so Magmore, you're holding on. Sheila, what'd you
Oh,
get?
yeah.
Sheila, you're on. Etrian, come on, baby.
Oh, hold on. I am going to use another luck point.
No shot.
Yes.
As I'm falling, can I do Thorn Whip to try to catch the handle and pull myself back on?
It's gonna be disadvantage, but I'll let you do it.
That'd be stupid.
Oh my god!
Wow.
It's at disadvantage.
Oh no! I forgot. Do it again.
That hurts.
Okay, you're still good.
All
You're
right.
still good. You're still good. So you last second. Are you able to pull things with part of that spell?
Thorn Whip, so it can pull something. You create a long line that lashes out of your control lashes out at your command towards a creature. It hits the creature and it can pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you, but I'm assuming since it's moving so fast and so large, you just move me instead.
Okay, yeah. So as long as you have the mechanic of being able to pull, you're okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll say that you can use the thorn whip to pull yourself. So one hand has the thorn whip, and then the other hand has the candle.
Okay.
All right, so you're on. So everyone's hold on. All right, cool. Next one, 80 miles an hour, GC 18 strength. She is not letting up. She's just and she's just gonna see if you guys can hold on. I mean, she's gonna get this thing up to 100.
Fuck. I'm off.
Magmore's gone.
If I use control water, can I tie a rope around the handle in my hands?
Yeah, you can.
All right, I'm gonna burn a 4th level slot.
You're fine. Still holding on. No big deal.
All right. Do I get advantage or would that negate this train check at all?
I will give you advantage, yes.
Okay.
You have used plenty of resources to be able to tie yourself to this thing.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry.
Nope. And an 8. Oh, I'm using my last luck point. I'm staying on.
Okay.
I'm not staying on.
No, you're all bad, dude. Etrian, you try everything. You're like throwing.
You
Oh
just
my
burned
I'm
so
gonna
much
thorn whip some
stuff.
rope. I'm controlling the water.
Sorry, I forgot about Phantasma. She wouldn't have even touched the fucking cycler. She would have been swimming along with Nocturne, playing the tag along. She's not going on the death trap. So Etrian, you
Mark.
fly off, and Nocturne, after like another good I'd say probably like 12 seconds, you can see another like blue body floating there in your headlights.
Adrian has a huge smile on his face. That was so much fun.
All right, the last one of the night. The last one until you. This is 100 miles an hour, so she's cranking up to top speed. You guys are fucking flying. DC 25 strength.
Not even breaking a sweat.
You are you're just sitting there and just I mean, this is with a 31. You are loving this. All of their strength training days have paid off. You're like you have never felt this much constant force on this many G's on your body ever. And as you guys crest to 100, you slowly start to hear the as the engine starts to die down and the fronts start to get lower and lower towards the crack. It takes Angie 25 minutes to get to where you start to hit the base of the mountain. I didn't do the math on the cycler, but I'd say after a good probably maybe 5 minutes, 6 minutes, depending on how fast Nocton wants to go. You guys are able, the rest of the crew is able to chug and find a parked and hovering. Well, sorry, it would be parked in the sense that it is now looking like it's attached to the side of a rock face via these parking harpoon guns that can turn and shoot into the rock face and hold it in place. As you guys are finally get up, because there is a conversation that could be had, she opens the door and goes, "So where are you from?" "Sheila, right?"
Yeah, that's my name.
Ain't nobody has ever been able to hold on to Cristal on that top speed.
Well, Angie, like yourself, I like to live a quarter mile at a time.
She looks
Oh shit!
visibly, she looks visibly confused at like what I just said. And she goes, "So what's your deal?"
What do you mean? I'm just a girl that flexes.
We're just two. We're just two girls. We're just two girls out here, and she's gonna make a move on you while like the coast is clear.
She was gonna swat her hand in her hair.
What? So do you allow this to happen?
Sheila's gonna like play flirty but swat it while she's also batting her hair.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I respect that. I respect that. You guys pull up as Sheila and Angie look like they're having some semblance of a conversation. She swims to you guys. It's about time.
What do you mean? That was crazy.
Um,
Can we do that again?
well, sorry.
Finn's gonna open up the hatch of the sub and come out and be like, "Well, I was here first, so."
What?
Because he just dimension doored onto the ship.
Oh, nice, nice. Where's that guy? All right.
Or teleportation circle. As soon as I fell down, I would have teleportation circled to the fucking ship.
Just straight back.
I think you guys still know.
All right. So as you guys can finally find Finn on the Terror of the Deep, Angie, and I forgot to mention, she's wearing a deep sea pressure suit. Hold on, my screen is just shitting the bed. All right, anyways, it's still working technically. All right, so as you guys approach the Terror of the Deep, Angie just looks at it in this sort of awe of, "You weren't kidding. This is a do-it-yourselfer." Is that
I had very limited resources. Please do not judge me.
No, if anything, I am judging your fucking ingenuity. This is impressive.
Well,
So,
Angie, as they like to say, it's about the motion in the ocean.
she brushes that off real fast. So take me around this place, show me around, and show me the ropes, and I'll get to scan it. Grab that, grab that the laser projector, and we'll get going.
I don't know if it means anything to you, but it was all recently repaired by a god.
What?
You could decide to do with that information.
What he means is that
Wait, what? If the god repaired it, why didn't you just have the god give you propulsion?
Yeah, Magmar,
Yeah,
why did
Magmar,
we
can you
not
try
just
that
do
again?
that?
I believe it was
a finicky
lack of
bastard, okay? He works when he wants to.
it was a
so
lack of foresight as we were in throes of some sort of acid creature attack.
Yeah.
Oh, emergency situation.
You talking about the corruption, the Shoggoth?
What the hell are those things?
Oh, they have a name, do they?
Yeah, they're pretty terrible.
They suck. They tried to kill us. I don't know
Probably
if
better if we don't give them a name.
Hey,
Oh.
Phantasma, ain't this your old place? Yes. Well, where is where are those weird like nature people?
What's so weird about nature, people?
That is going to take some. So as
I believe she's referring to the druids.
yeah, them, the nature people.
Well, there's two here.
Well, I'm pretty sure this you used to describe this as a lot of like lush nature, a grove as you called it. But whatever, I'm here to scan a ship. So you guys will take a break. It is 8 o'clock, where we will leave the group as Phantasma, Angie, Nocturne, Sheila, Magmore, Etrian, Finn, all the rest of you can watch as the engineers start to slowly, almost like the laser cuts through the entire ship. So you see it come on the one side, and then you could, if you go around back, you can see it hitting the other side as they are going through and meticulously scanning this entire vessel. And we'll pick back up with you guys finishing up and then heading back to Tika. Hello, welcome back. We had some technical difficulties, so we might have been gone longer than we promised, but then again, we didn't promise shit, so you're here with us anyway. We pick back up with our lovely crew, having just successfully scanned the entire ship, top to bottom, knocked done. The scene is the ship is parked where it is, and Angie and Nocton are currently, well, Nocton is awing at this like 100% insanely detailed replica hologram of the ship that she is projecting at like 1/5 size. So you can walk around into it. She's like just giving you a little bits of the user interface to be able to like, it's like, okay, if I want piping here, I make this hand motion with my hand and then like I stretch it out and then drop it and then go, there's your pipe. She shows that like you all like basically like, and you can take that and then basically just like do another motion and then shunt it out to the point of where it is now like parted out and it can be like then stored and then sent to machinery that automates it all. So like they are currently nerding out on that. What are the rest of you doing?
Are we back at the workshop?
No, you are out still. You're still in the outskirts
Okay.
of. You're back at the Druid Grove of Wali Alam, and
Gotcha.
during this time, I'll finish up with Phantasma would have been meditating directly at the base of where those two. I mean, it looks like somebody, whoever died, casting the spell. She's at the feet of it, and she is currently just meditating on her thoughts. What are the rest of you doing?
Could I like Arcana check this magic area, like
Go
where
for
this
it.
went off, just to see?
Yeah.
23.
Yeah, so as you go to sort of like really run your fingers through and try and figure out what it is a insanely high level. You've never, obviously you don't know exactly what it is, the druidic spell, but whoever did it clearly put all of his life or all of their life force into it.
Okay.
Which, I mean, based upon like the context clues, you can do the rest. But yeah, like this is this is one of, I mean, it's the craziest druid spell you've ever seen. Like this is insane. Being able to cover this much area with something so insanely like just reverberating in magical protection, like it's impressive.
Okay.
Can I make like a history check or something? Would I have ever heard of what happened here or been familiar with whatever kind of spell he used?
It would be. I don't even. I'm not even gonna make you roll for it. No, I mean you
No.
haven't been. You haven't been anywhere close to this place.
Yeah.
All right, Sheila. Anything you're doing?
Sheila's just gonna generally look around and would like to just investigate and see what else is here or
Okay.
was here.
Okay, cool. Roll an investigation for me.
13.
You are just, maybe you're thrown off by the encounter with Angie, but you're just not finding anything. I mean, it all looks like, yeah, a bunch of dead plants and a dead coral and a bunch of like remnants of nature, but like there isn't anything of note.
In Sheila's head, she's just taking it all in. She's like, this is all just very new to me, and I'm underwater, and this is all very new to me, and I'm underwater.
Glitching out. All right.
Yeah.
Were you doing anything?
Finn is probably going to be in the bottom of the ship, digging through Zilch's med bay, trying to see if there's any, like, basically going into survival mode and being like, all right, what might we need later? And he's probably going to see if he can find like med kits and stuff,
Okay. Roll an
Just-
investigation check.
just to like hold on to.
Yeah, roll investigation. Yeah. I would say that with a natural 20, I'll say that you find 3 med kits which allow you to fully stabilize someone. Well, I guess like I'll allow the med kits advantage on the medicine check, because you're using tools. So you have 3 of those, and you found like you were in like the depths of the terror of the deep, and you start moving stuff around, and you're like, hey, somebody left an entire pack's worth of healing. Like maybe Zilch misplaced it at one point, but it was like, it was looking like it was partially maybe trying to be hidden, but you're just like, you poke around, you're like, huh. So you find 3 packs and you find a minor healing potion.
Nice. That's the 2d4 plus 2 one.
Yeah.
Nice.
I almost want to put like no in there, but no, I'm just gonna leave it as is. It's just a leather bag that looks like it was for meds.
I feel like he's just like not even being respectful about it, just like digging through shit and being like, oh, that looks useful. Hold on to that. Might need that later.
Fuck him, he's at the Sunstones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Snooze, you lose, pal.
He'll replenish it later.
Yeah. So I'll say that Finn, you can get out of the terror of the deep and find actually like I forgot Heavy Neck's around too. So Heavy Neck is probably you guys were like, oh, we're gonna go do the thing, and Heavy Neck was like, if you're leaving me here with Utag, I'm gonna get hammered drunk. So he does what he normally does, and he's probably pissed drunk in the captain's quarters. So you can leave him to it. Finn, you get out just as Angie and Nocton are having to control themselves and say that they'll finish this up at the shop, because it's fucking balls cold out here, and she wants to get back to her comfort.
As he walks by, he says something witty and unhelpful.
Yeah, I knew I liked that guy. Isn't he? He's like, you're the best. Oh, all right, guys. Well, we got everything we need. It's been not that long. Phantasma, Phantasma, I can hear you. She slowly gets up from. She's been meditating in the exact same spot. Doesn't look like she moved the entire I'll say probably hour and a half that it took to do all this.
That was super helpful. Thank you.
Can I before she comes over to the group, can I go over to her and ask her if she knew the druid that cast the spell?
Yeah, wow. Cool. When you get up to her, she is
I'm not in front of anybody, just privately.
She's fighting back tears, and she yes, I absolutely know who this was. He was my mentor. It must have been. There's no one who is stronger or who could have cast this.
This is the most insane spell I've ever seen. He looks like he was trying to protect.
I don't want to know what is on the other side of that wall.
Yeah, it's probably something terrifying.
I'm sure we could find out.
No.
I
She
kind of want to see it.
No.
I would not allow you to desecrate the sacrifice that was made by this man.
Oh, I never would.
No,
Just-
you never will.
No.
Do you know what happened here? Why did they have to? Were they protecting themselves? Is this important in any way to our endeavor?
Well, the druids existed out here as sort of a agreement of where they were like the first alert or anything, because the mountain is aptly named. You should fear it. And they were here to kind of just be sentries at the gate.
The gate of what?
Gnosi.
Why are the Gnosians not more alarmed then?
Well, nothing really happened. That's why I'm trying to figure out all I can, and I was trying to meditate on exactly what happened, and from the best that I could put together is something bad maybe have come out of the cave or appeared and was trapped inside of the cave. and is now hopefully being held there. And if we can figure out what's behind the wall, then great. But we're not unsealing it.
I mean, I can get in there probably, but I'm not gonna do that because fuck that. Anybody have any walk through wall spells?
That sounds like the worst idea I've
I
ever.
thought you had walk through wall spells.
Well, I can teleport through a wall, but if I end up in another wall, then that's gonna fuck me up like permanently.
I'm not
that
going anywhere near
seems,
that.
ill advised.
Would your mentor left any clues about this that we could perhaps look into a phantasm?
I mean, I would assume probably not, since the man clearly gave his life to stop whatever the hell is inside of that.
Well, Sheila,
She would know, though. I guess.
if we think about it, I mean, there's I don't know. It's probably something terrible, and it should stay sealed. Can we go?
We should have brought Penelope.
Who?
Never mind.
Yeah, let's
She,
get
she,
Oh,
she does
oh,
ghosty shit.
Oh, that ghosty girl. Yeah, I remember her from Zender. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, she could have like gone in there and come out and been unharmed. Would have been helpful, but alas,
Can we?
Next time.
Nobody else do this?
we have a severe shortage of helpfulness.
Yeah. Well, sorry. And did I mention that I'm freezing my ass off?
Yeah, let's go back to the shop, guys. It's cold out here.
The cycler is already starting to warm up again. All right, guys. Well,
Can I weld my hands to the bar this time?
you can.
With like I'm like
I'm gonna take the time to tie myself to it.
I'm like weld my gloves to the.
Guys, all right. Look, I won't go that fast.
Nah, push it.
You know, I don't know if I fully believe you. No disrespect.
You're
I
right,
mean, the back of the
you're right, I
truck is
can't.
empty.
Yeah, there's plenty of room if you guys want to just kind of like ride along in the cargo cycler.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go in the cargo cycler.
Yeah,
I've tied myself on and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Tyrion's ready to go. Sheila, I'm assuming you're still going.
Oh, I'm in shotgun. Let's ride.
Oh baby. Okay, Magmore, you're welding yourself to it.
Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is for the sake of speed, I don't want to repeat the same thing twice. You guys are gonna give me one strength roll and with advantage because you've done this before now to see how long you can last.
Am I? Can I give myself guidance?
You can if you want.
I will do that.
If you can beat, if you can have a higher than a 25, you make it to the end. Well, based upon your roll, I'll tell you when you fell off.
Oh no. No. So 16. So a 13. Sorry.
Okay, so 13, a 15.
17.
No, sorry, a 13, a 17, and then a 30. All right, so Sheila, you hold on for the whole time.
Yeah.
You fall off right around 70 miles per hour. And then Etrian, what'd you get?
13.
13? You fall off before 40. You fall off at 30 miles an hour.
I relied on the rope too much and it just my hands ripped right
Yeah,
out.
the rope ripped, and you were just like, "Oh, right." I wasn't even gripping because I was like fully thinking the rope would work.
Yeah,
And
I was like leverage and I was,
Slip out of my gloves. They're just still hanging on.
yeah. But you guys can gather yourselves probably about like where you have like let's say like 2 miles until like the fissure ends and then the remnants of the old town start. You guys can she's gonna let Noctum and the cargo cycler catch up with the rest of you, and you guys can sort of chug along, drifting through these like ruins mixed with like these like rock outcroppings that like are erupting through the earth. And as you approach the crankshaft, you hear Angie go, "Oh fucking hell no, guys!" She looks at you.
What?
Take that cargo cycler. Go up to those ridge lines. You see those fucks? And as she looks and points in, at the wall, you start to notice, and I'm going to point you to the battle map. It's a large one, so you might have to zoom out.
Oh God.
The crankshaft. So you guys are down here right now. I'll give you a cycler. I believe you guys can all put yourselves on there except for Magmore, right?
I believe so.
We're in the bottom left. Okay.
Yeah, bottom left where the red jet is.
Holy shit! It's a huge map.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of vehicle based right
Yeah.
now. So as you get a look,
Does this thing have weapons on it?
it only has it has harpoon parking guns that could be used as weapons, but it's really they'd have to be modified to like turn around. Hers
Gotcha.
are only used to park. Her car is literally just made to like drag race speed. Like she's just
Okay.
but as you guys see at the bottom first level of Angie's garage down here, if you look over and see this L building with the 3 domes, that's the crankshaft. There is a huge, I mean, it's got to be big based upon it's as tall as the first garage, cargo liner that looks like ramshackled thrown together, but it's got like 8 different like hovering jets that sit underneath it. And it looks like there are like 4 or 5 guys that are like trying to use tools to remove something from the outside of Angie's garage.
Oh shit.
There's 2 cyclers down there. And those of you with a high perception, those of you proficient in perception would see that if you zoom into these other dwellings over here, into the hills to the right, you'll notice that there are other thug cyclers that look like they are doing similar things to the dwellings, where they are like trying to like beat, remove, saw, like pulse, slice through the equipment, and because it looks like they're ransacking what is it, Tika right now. So with that said, I will give you guys, because you have the advantage of coming in on this and they don't notice that you're here, you will get like the ability to go either to like, you can stay with Angie and she's going to head straight to the crankshaft, or you can, whomever would want to drive the cycler can use that to either go to the crankshaft, or you can split and go to the dwellings. But it's up to you guys. What are you going to do?
What is she? So the dwellings are being raided as well.
Yeah, so it looks like there's 2 parts to this. There are like little like minis, like they're like little cyclers that are up in the foothills, like ransacking like the personal dwellings, and then it looks like the crankshaft is also getting hit, but for like a giant compressor that sits onto the outside.
I vote
Angie
crankshaft, and
yells
then
out,
we can.
"I'm going to the crankshaft." And then
Yeah.
what do you got?
Well, we can take the